Hello, hello. How is everyone doing? I'm doing good. I think everyone else is doing good too. Just gonna do some last minute stuff and then we'll get to it. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are we
Hi
all
there.
doing?
I am existing.
Same.
Stress and emotions positively, from other games, but I'm doing pretty well.
I am making sure I am hydrated for the session. So
Prepare to cry.
yeah.
Affectionately.
And also for talking, so my voice doesn't like give out halfway through.
That too. Alrighty. So I think, are we ready to just get into it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to go.
Alright. Last time on...
If I opened the game, I'm sorry.
It's fine. You might not need it today. Last time on
nice.
Tipping the Scales, the party returned to Lark's Nest and had some relaxation time. And Ember now has a girlfriend. We can stop making that joke. It was very sweet. Where we'll pick up this session is the next day. Miranda, how do Autumn and Ember wake up?
So I feel like they like Ember spent a good portion of last night just explaining a lot of what the party's been getting up to, and then eventually they just curled up together and fell asleep and nothing else happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just Ember realizes just how stressed out he's been the past 24 hours, and just like lets himself just relax and just enjoy the comfort of being next to Autumn, and also the two of them cuddling with Ginger.
Yeah.
And because he doesn't need as much sleep, he does wake up before Autumn, but just like lets himself just lie there for a while, just enjoying the stillness until she wakes up.
Morning.
Just sleep.
Pretty good.
So I think I forgot to say last night, but sorry I wasn't more honest with you about when I was at the inn. I was figuring out how to fight and helping intervene with some patron interactions. I guess I don't know, I didn't want to worry you, but
You don't have anything to apologize for. I don't think I'd ever really know everything that's going on.
does it worry you that I am doing all this?
Yes, because it's dangerous, but I believe in you. I believe you can handle it.
I had a close call a few weeks ago.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, because we were investigating some mines for the matron, and because there were some people stealing from them, and we found their leader, and don't know who they were. They just had a suit of armor and were able to shrug off a lot of what we were doing. And at one point I felt I was getting weaker, and so I tried to stand back, but that still was enough, and I went down, and by the time Jared got me back up, they were gone, and we don't know where they are.
I think she pulls you in a bit closer. You've got people looking out for you. I believe you'll be okay.
Yeah, I think Nina's gotten more worried about me. I don't know, I guess it's... I don't know, it's easy to do stuff when you're not reminded that there are people who are gonna miss you, and I've just been getting very reminded of that.
So what are you gonna do?
I guess just... I want to do this. I believe in what Mia's been doing, and you saw where I was putting in my letters and how I think the last one I wrote to you, I was feeling just stuck, and like I was just craving direction, and I have that, and Mina can do this, and I wanna help her. I wanna help all of them with what they're trying to do, because I mean, I'm kind of unique in that I have people outside of our group who care about me, so, but
I think everyone does on some level. Most people who go out and do the things you do.
yeah, just...
Plus, frankly, Mom's given you the horn, and that'll help a lot.
Yeah. I just... I don't know, I just need to figure out how to be careful.
That seems to have never been your strong suit. She nuzzles a bit into the back of your head. Wish
Yeah,
I could
well,
come along to
there's-
keep you safe.
Yeah, well. I'm only 130. There's time for me to learn. Or at least.
Are we okay
Thing up.
drifting off the scene there?
Mhm.
I think we cut to a bit later in the day. Autumn and Maisie are in the kitchen. What's everyone else doing?
Mm,
That is a wonderful question.
Mm-hmm.
What's Annika doing then? Buy everyone some time.
I think she's probably just in the kitchen area or kind of wherever like people sit to eat, and I think she's just got like a pot of tea next to her and is just slowly working her way through the entire thing.
I think that Jared might be. He knows that there's going to be no outright combat, hopefully, today, so he's probably just going to be doing some drills to just keep his skills up. Some
On that front,
practice.
also, did we get a long rest?
Yes.
Outstanding.
Yeah, Mina would also be drilling and practicing.
Okay.
Spar?
Yeah, but she would use her regular mace and not her gift. That just wouldn't be a proper spar.
Alright. What's Eni doing?
Amy's sorting your coins by age, essentially, like when they were made.
Ooh.
Originally, it was how shiny they were, but she's decided something else now.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, I think Annika, as she's drinking her tea, is just watching Eni do that.
yeah. After some time, what's Ember doing?
I think he's just generally like, letting himself just enjoy the morning. I think like once the sun's coming up, he'll probably sit outside with Autumn and Ainsling if the latter is up for it. So, and
If she's
we'll probably just be
sorry.
you first.
If Ainsling is invited, she will, but she is somewhat antsy. You can roll an insight check if you'd like.
All right. 16.
16. Girl's a workaholic. She has been out here for a while, no job to do. She's a workaholic who has nothing to do but relax.
I think I was gonna say, you doing all right?
Yeah, I just do better with something to do,
Right. Do you know if Maisie would... So... Do you know if she'd be able to... get you back to Teokta?
I mean, maybe? I'll ask. Are you coming too?
Yeah. Yeah, this is long overdue, isn't it?
No, not through any fault of yours. I'll go ask her. Stands up.
I think, if Mina and Jared are sparring, Ember will, once they're taking a break, will say, hey, do you know how long your sword and armor are gonna take?
Sword has a week and a few days, 2 or 3. Armor, if I remember correctly, will take approximately the same time that it took my sword.
It's going to be a little bit of time.
Okay. It's occurred to me that I really should pay my parents a visit, and this might be the best window of opportunity I have to do so.
And do
Maybe
it.
the last one we'll have for a while.
Agreed. Do it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go with you to make sure that you don't back out again.
Oh, I'm gonna be there to make sure of that. Autumn says.
Mina's going to give her just like an even look. I'm not giving him a choice this time either. I
That-
was there the last time that he backed out.
That makes 2 of us, quite frankly, but would love to have you along.
I was going to invite you all anyway. Jared, you and Eni are welcome as well.
He seems genuinely confused, but nods.
If you would rather opt out and work on other things, that's alright.
I have nothing to do. I was going to find something to do. This is
Alright.
This is something to do. I simply hadn't expected this.
Alright. Okay. We're gonna see if Autumn, do you know if your mom would be able to get us back? Ainsling's checking.
If she hasn't been to Teokta, she should be able to find a tree.
Right.
And then I can just tell her when we want to head back, and then we go the other way.
Okay. Okay. I'm doing this. I'm gonna do this.
Is it okay if we cut to breakfast?
Yes.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Miranda, we've talked about what the scene is leading up to. So, what is this breakfast that Autumn and Maisie have made?
I honestly don't know.
We'll leave it vague for now.
Yeah, I think
It's breakfast.
yeah. It's like a nice savory breakfast with a lot of like nice like fresh herbs. And yeah, I guess it's kind of like, because here's the thing, you said that like, you know, potatoes are not like those are an Empire thing, because I'm just picturing it's kind of like a like hash mix of where it's like, you know, you have some potatoes and then you have some like vegetables in there and it's all made in a skillet. Like I'm picturing that sort of vibe. So
Yeah. Yeah. Maisie will go up to Annika. You mentioned you were from Sylvanier, and this recipe is actually from Autumn's father, who's from there. We learned it.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it smells like Mom used to make it. Blair family classic.
I'm sorry? Could you repeat that?
Oh, yeah, I never formally introduced myself. Annika Blair. That's my full name.
Autumn will perk up. That's Dad's surname.
Oh. Well, I mean, I do have a big family. What's your dad's name?
Nicholas.
Wait. Okay, your dad's Nicholas. I had a twin named Nicholas. He always wanted to travel and become a sailor. Is that him?
I can check. I'll message him. Would be awfully convenient if it were.
Yeah.
And Autumn's gonna go off to the side to sending. How's everyone else enjoying the breakfast?
It's food. Mina's not unhappy with it.
Yeah, Beanie's just kind of distractedly eating as she sorts.
Yeah. It's... Jared is consuming a meal. He is not eating food. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, to describe what's up with Ainsling, she totally has the vibe of, like, someone who's reading the newspaper while having breakfast and in the morning and all that, but she doesn't have a newspaper to read because this is such a small town. So it's just workaholic, literally nothing to do but relax is her state. I think she may, like, try to start up small talk with some of you, but it's, like, it's bad. She's not good at this.
That's a mood.
1 moment, I've got to go grab food.
Nom 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 noms.
All this talk of breakfast made the DM hungry, apparently. And meanwhile, Ginger is just pawing at Ember's leg for, like, some little bits of the breakfast. Just giving the
Everybody
snaps
wants
puppy
the
dog
good
eyes.
foods.
Turn. Sorry about that.
All good.
No worries.
So yeah. If is there anything anyone does before Maisie does teleport via plants?
Nah, no particular things in my mind.
Alright, yeah. You all eventually she leads you all to a tree. Autumn is carrying Ginger and like kind of like holding her paws and moving them and just being like, "Guess I'm your new mama." And just all that. And I think yeah, she gives her mom a hug goodbye, and then Maisie comes up to Ember. I know you're gonna treat her right, but I just want you to know that you're part of the family, okay?
Right. And I think he just starts blushing a little bit.
I'll keep Annika here and help her with recovery, so don't worry about her.
Yeah, does she know how long she's been gone for? Or she was not gone, but, you know.
Autumn speaks up. Tad's on his way. We'll talk then. It seemed like he's not the Nicholas who's her twin, but there's things that we can get over sending.
Okay. And I think he just kind of gives a knowing look to just both of them, because he remembers when he found out how long he was gone for, and that was a very bad day, and is kind of worried that she's gonna go through something similar.
Well, don't worry about her. After all, I've experience with that now. So, take care of yourselves,
Yeah,
okay?
Just hope she's okay.
I'll do what I can. I'm a pretty good healer.
Let's go then.
Portal opens up in the tree. You all run through and find yourselves, I think, in the city square of Teocta. Alright, should I lead the way, or do you know where to go? Ainsling says.
I don't remember where. So if you could.
Alright. I'll take you. She starts leading you through the streets, eventually to a lower income area, but very quickly you start hitting houses that are really done up with color. Ember, to you this is reminiscent, just all the color, and then the rest of the city bare wood by comparison. It feels like some of your earliest memories. Oh,
Can I make a history check? Just
yeah.
for fun. And for viewers at home, something that the horn does is I make history checks with advantage.
Yeah.
That is a natural 19, so that's a 23.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You're a shadow elf, and you, even if you, whether or not Ember still has memories of his parents when he was older telling him what their homeland was like, you, at least Ember now kind of has the knowledge. It is just this gray, desolate wasteland. And so you know that these colors are from shadow elves who, upon coming to the material world, are just enjoying the color and the life of this place. There's dyed fabrics, but also flowers and plants being kept. There's pets being kept. A lot of children running and playing in the street. It's very lively. And in a almost, with that really good history check, in a kind of, this is what we have been missing for all of our lives, and so we are reveling in it and giving our children a much better life than we had.
Mm-hmm.
And you eventually come to a house with a door that is, excessively decorated. Not by decorations on it, but carved into it. An Ainsling.
And
Oh.
I think seeing that he just the dragonfly necklace that he has, and he knows who made that door.
Mm-hmm. Autumn stands off to the side a little bit, or she's right next to you, and she says, like, I'm here for you. And she stands off to the side a little bit, holding Ginger. What's the rest of the party doing?
I'm gonna... Okay. I am going to roll, I'm gonna roll 1d100, and, I would like someone else, so, because this is fun, I would like to roll 1d100, and then, depending on what I roll, someone call higher or lower, and then see if they roll higher or lower than what I rolled. Is that alright a thing to do? To determine if Jared does something or not?
I'm fine with it
Sure.
if everyone else is.
Works for me.
I'm good with that.
Okay. I rolled and got 51. Okay. So, Miranda, higher or lower?
Uh, 81.
Oh, I did not hear if you had said, like, which one you were calling for.
Oh, I said lower, and then I rolled 81.
Okay. So Jared is going to do, the stupid thing then. and he is going to wait till the count of 5 seconds, and then seeing that Ember is not doing it soon, he is going to try to. Sorry, go ahead.
To clarify, Ainsling has gone up to the house, and she's gonna go inside to get the parents.
Never mind. I must be dumb and missed that. I apologize.
I was scene setting, and then I was gonna get to that. So it
Okay.
was. I probably order of operations wronged.
Okay. The stupid thing that he was going to do is basically just knock on the door and put Ember in the position he's dreading. Then never mind. None of this happens. If someone else is doing that already.
He.
Oh no! I think something happened with Discord.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi
Yes.
Oh yeah. I think it would be really funny if Jared goes to knock on the door and then Ainsling stops him.
Yeah, that's what happens, and she's like, "There are parents. I'll go get them." And
He takes a step back and stands behind the others.
yeah, she heads inside. What are Eni and Mina doing?
Mina was, if nobody else was, actually also going to go knock on the door. No choice needed there. She said she wasn't going to let Ember back out, so she was going to do it.
Perfect.
Eni, were you
Perfect.
also going to do it?
Great
Oh, no.
minds think alike.
Edie's just looking out at her surroundings.
Mina is being the change she wishes to see.
After a little bit of time, the door opens, and you see two older elven figures, similar ashy skin to Ember and Ainsling, both also a bit shorter. It takes a beat, because the best you could guess, Ainsling didn't tell them exactly what was waiting for them. But after that beat, the man, Ember's dad, immediately runs up, gives you a big hug, and starts crying into your shoulder. Your mom, however, it's not quite a look of horror or disappointment. It's a look of trepidation. And Ainsling puts a hand on her shoulder. Her eyes start tearing up, and then her daughter says, "It's not a dream, Mom. He's really here." And your mother also starts crying, rushes in, and gives you a hug. And they are both just weeping into your shoulders.
Okay, I'm gonna roll another history check just to see how familiar his parents are. Like, to just see if there's anything that trips in the brain for him.
Okay.
Ooh, that was real bad. That's an 8.
8.
I think. Okay. Like, initially, it's like he sees them, and it's like he knows those are his parents, but something just isn't initially like clicking, and he just like, when his parents go up to him, he just freezes, but I think after, like, a second, and once they're both hugging him, I think there's something about their voices that just give just enough of a flicker of familiarity, and he just hugs back, and I think just the knees give out, and he's just on the ground crying with them.
They go to the ground with you. I'm honestly tearing up.
I think after a second he just says, "I'm sorry.
Don't be.
I'm sorry for everything."
Your dad's just no, don't say that. We're just glad to have you back. Missed you so much.
Too.
How long do you think the hug lasts?
I feel like a solid minute, and then Ember says, could we go inside?
Yeah, of course. Your mom says. She stands up and helps you up.
Yeah, and Ember's just, like, trembling from just the wave of emotions he's experiencing, and he's just gonna look back at everyone else, and he's gonna say, yeah, these are my friends.
Autumn comes up holding Ginger. This is Ginger. She's his dog. And holds her out to your parents, who immediately take Ginger and start like, oh my gosh, she's so cute, and like pet talking to her. And then Autumn says, and I'm Autumn. I guess I'm your son's...
The reason I'm still here.
That too, but I'm your son's partner. And they pull her into a hug.
Oh.
Lots of tears. And they take you in, they invite everyone else in, and inside there's a could you give me another history check?
Alright. Oh, I rolled double 18s. Okay, that was better.
You all enter, and much like outside, inside is richly decorated with flowers and plants of all kind, and there's a not overwhelming but strong scent of all of them. And Ember, this triggers so many memories. What is one of them?
I think there's definitely just something. There was one real, like, pretty far back where he just looks at, like, one of the flowers and remembers his mom telling him about it and showing him how to, properly pot and water it. So, and it's still like a little fuzzy, but there are some specifics that come through with like, it needs, this amount of water and only a couple times a week, and just little things there.
And I think, given, the history checks you've rolled so far, I'd like to ask a question to Ember's soul, if it makes sense. You've mentioned that the reason why Ember chose that name is because he is not sure if he is still Tashin, if he is the remains, or if he's something else. Coming here with the memories that have come back, does Ember have an answer to that question? Or not yet?
So part of the reason he chose the name Ember is partly because an ember is both, it can be both the beginning of a fire or the end of a fire, and that definitely encapsulated a lot of his feelings of being both the end of something, but maybe the beginning of something else as well. And but the other reason he went with that name is because when he was wandering around the in-between, just trying to look for an exit, there were times where he was wandering around, but then there were times where he would just give up and he would just sit there for weeks, months, years. He didn't know how long any of those spells truly lasted, but some part of him wanted to get up again and wanted to try again, and there was some bit of hope that just didn't want to fully give up, and that is a part of himself that he wants to hold on to. And I think that part of him has, since he's gotten out, that bit of him has never felt stronger. So I don't think he has a fully answer. He has a full answer to the question of is he still Tashin, but the part of Tashin's that held on is the core of who he is, and he is very much feeling that.
Yeah. Your parents take you to a table. I think both of them, there's not much space at the table. They immediately get over some benches for the rest of you. I think Autumn's definitely invited to sit at the table, and she sits. Ainsling is gonna, I would prefer to stand. This isn't really my moment. What is everyone else doing?
Jared is He looks like he's in... The best way I can phrase this is that... like, someone who has gone without ever tasting anything suddenly can finally experience flavor through secondhand, or not quite taste, but like experience it secondhand. He's seeing what is happening here, and he's realizing what he never had, and it just sends him on a roller coaster of anger, jealousy, resentment, and at the bottom of it all, just sadness at the display in front of him. He's happy for Ember, definitely, but he doesn't and can't have anything like this.
Mina is just standing there stoically.
Eni?
Eni would, after being silent for a while, Eni would kind of walk off to another room on her own.
What does she do in that room?
She, as she goes in, she'll, kind of rub her eyes and, kind of find that they're wet. Huh? I don't think these are mine, are they? Sorry, girl.
Roll an insight check against yourself.
Gotcha. $19.
19. Are they Enis? Or are they Sonas?
No, she would know that these are Sonas. And I think with a 19, she would know that they're not tears of happiness. Well, she is happy that Ember's reunited with his family, but more tears of just kind of sorrowness, as it feels as if while she might not remember it, the body itself that she inhabits is kind of reacting in a sorrowful manner.
I think for Ember, your parents are just asking you so many questions. What happened? How have you been? Just trying to catch up. How much do you tell them? How much do you leave out?
I think he does his best to explain and give answers, but like is very much going with like short, direct answers and just doing the best he can, because it's hard to think clearly in this moment because there's just so much, like, there is joy and there is like a lot of nostalgia, but there is also some grief that is being stirred up that because he's seen this place and knows that he's been gone for a very long time, and he looks over at Ainsling and knows that she did not exist the last time he was here, and really wishes he could have gotten to know her when she was growing up and be an older brother to her, and so there's just there's just a big mixture of emotions, like both happy and sad, but also some relief, because this is a moment he was terrified of for the longest time, because he didn't know what it was gonna be like, and for the longest time felt like there was a part of him that was hoping that his parents never knew he was missing, that they just thought he just left and never came back. Because it would have been so much easier if they just thought he left and were mad at him, and then he would never have to deal with that. And so that's kind of, he is definitely feeling like that is definitely sinking in, like, what a stupid thing that was to think that was somehow better. And he is kind of realizing that he did need this for all it is bringing up. And even if it is cementing that he was gone, it's also cementing that it's like that sinking in is, it's now here, and he can process and deal with that and move forward.
Do you bring up the professor pressuring you to drop out?
Yes.
When you bring that up, I think, initially there's a reaction from your parents. And then when you talk about how, that's kind of what started the chain of events that led to your disappearance, your mom clenches her fist really hard, and your dad, noticing that, places his hand on hers in a kind of not now, I'm mad too. And to clarify some of the things here, Ember's dad does the woodwork. He's decently muscular, even though it's a lot of fine carving. He still has to do some of the big stuff. And he's the one saying hey, no, not now, be calm. I think at a point, your dad looks to Ainsling. Come here. And she, stops leaning on the wall and comes over. And he pulls her in for a hug, and she's like, oh, okay. And he says, you were right. You were right. And vindication's not quite the right word. Because it's not being right. that's why she's happy. It is that your parents had, you know, like was mentioned, they put up the shrine, they thought you were gone, never coming back, and she found you. You know, it's not quite vindication in the traditional sense, but
It's catharsis.
yes, I think that's a better word. And your mom, can we tell everyone we want to celebrate you coming back, and everyone hears. Some of them missed you a lot, and I think they'll like seeing you again. Is that okay?
You know the warning you got a few weeks ago about the House of Camus angering the tyrant.
Yes. Yes.
That was me. And as much as I want to celebrate, I'm a bit worried about announcing my presence.
It'll just be a celebration in the district. People here will know it, but anyone outside probably won't. But we understand.
I think he's gonna look to it. I think he's gonna look over to Mina because I think he registers that Jared's feeling a lot of things right now, and he's just gonna let him process all of that. But he's gonna just say, "What do you think, Mina?"
I don't want to put others in the line of fire for what is eventually going to be my fight. I don't want to make people choose a fight they didn't.
Then, Autumn speaks up. At least a small family feast? Friends and family, I guess? Is that okay?
Yes, I just don't want a target painted on others. I have willingly picked, with my actions, thrust myself into the line of fire. I will not force others.
And I don't want anyone else in danger because of me. But I think something that's quiet, and if these are people we know we can trust, then I think a small gathering should be okay.
Alright. Where's
What
your...
did happen to Walsh anyway?
From what I hear, he's still teaching. Haven't heard
Just
much
rolls
about him,
his
though.
eyes.
Yeah. I could be wrong, though. That was a while ago.
Well, as long as he doesn't find out, then the dare should be fine.
Oh, he won't. Your mom says venom, spitting venom.
Oh, and Ainsling, I don't suppose you figured out anything else about what happened?
Not really. There were some shards of something, but the university took them to investigate them.
Oh yeah, I had the rest of it.
How much?
It was about a little over half, I think.
Do you still have them?
Yeah. So, I don't think I properly communicated this off session, but, along with the note, Ember left her, he did leave the cube.
Ah, got it. Yeah, I brought them to the university. Yeah, they're looking
Yeah,
into what it
good.
was.
We think it might have actually been a Q8,
Oh,
so that explains the sudden portal.
that would.
So, who would have had one? We don't know, and
Yeah. With that information, they'd definitely like that. We can check in with them if you'd like.
the librarian already knows I'm back. That's how I got your address when I was here before.
Alright. Well, he's gonna be working in a different place than the others, so the one's investigating the object, so check in with them.
They have answers that would be nice, but I've kind of accepted that I might never figure that out.
I'll go check while things are preparing then. Autumn. Yeah, Autumn's been holding Ginger this whole time. I mean, if it's okay, I'd like to see what your old neighborhood's like. I'm sure this girl does too.
Yes. Yeah, I'll definitely go for a walk, and I think, Ember's gonna just briefly pull me aside and be, it's like, do you think you could check on Jared?
I know what he's feeling.
Yeah. Are you alright?
I already know that nothing's going to change with my family until the tyrant's defeated, so I'm fine.
If you ever want to borrow mine?
Appreciated, but I'm going to be selfish. I would like mine.
Alright. And then he gives me a hug.
Mina accepts it with all of her usual stiffness.
Okay. And then he just lets everyone know that, he and Autumn are gonna go for a walk.
Alright. What's up with the rest of the party while Ember and Autumn are on their walk?
Mina is going to check on Jared.
All right.
He would be just wandering around, like, just trying to distract himself with something, anything, and just... He don't seem good. To phrase it bluntly, he don't seem good.
I know the look that you have.
And what look would that be?
The look of one who saw something that they wished they could have had, but circumstances completely prevented it, circumstances beyond their control.
Well, damn, you got it in one.
I know that because that's exactly how I felt. I don't know if I ever truly explained why I hate the Tyrant so much outside of wanting change. It's also a little more personal than that. My family, as I've said, has lived under him, and they have been shaped and molded to be his perfect little puppets. I never got the chance to have a family that cared about being a family. They were only appearances. Appearances were everything, and appearing correct for the Tyrant was all that mattered. You were turned into the perfect weapon, or an attempted perfect weapon by your patron. My family was, to use the metaphor again, made, and everybody, honestly, under the Tyrant's control. His aim is to control them like puppets, because in his mind, only he knows what is right for everyone.
And when he's dead, then their strings are cut.
Yes, and they'll be able to make choices for the first time.
Freedom is its own cage, you know?
Maybe so, but they can choose its size and its bars. Without the ability to choose, what is the point of being able to make decisions?
I see. I see the meaning behind your words. And
I want no one to end up in our positions ever again, as far as I can help it.
that's good. It's very good of you. And he pauses for a moment, trying to debate what to say or whether to say anything, but does continue. However, it's very well and good for the future. But right now, there is nothing. And for me, there will be nothing. Freedom to choose, yes. But they're only going to choose the same mistakes over and over and over again. They've been in this longer than me. Unless they're all dead, they'll just keep doing it themselves.
And we need to gain more power to do what I want. I have no issues with helping you put down those that are not. Player is having trouble saying things right now. Give me a minute, please.
No worries, take your time.
If there are others that we run into, and I am certain that there are going to be others that are touched by your patron, we can and will deal with them if they do not make a different choice. The option to choose does include making the same mistake over and over again. That doesn't mean they get to keep making it. Because actions, as we all well know, have consequences.
That they do. If anyone, I've learned that very well.
As have I.
And he what's the words? Jared pinches the bridge of his nose to try to mask himself wiping tears that start to form. And
It's amazing where storms can form.
it is indeed. It's a terrible day for rain at that.
Indeed.
Pull out. You pulled out the Full Metal Alchemist reference.
I saw it. I had to go for it.
Yeah. Gosh, the thing that makes that scene in the anime is the fact that it's not raining.
Oh,
Exactly the point.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, yeah. And Jared, turns to Mina and says, "Would you mind if I asked you something about your history?"
Of course. Go for it.
You said you had a moment of realization about puppeteering, the control, domination, all of that. What was it?
Was honestly something small, but that something small was all that was needed. I wanted to try something I hadn't been trained in, something that hadn't been selected for me, and I was told that I wasn't allowed to. Because every place a person, and for every person a place. No room for growth, no room for doing what is outside of what is expected.
That would do it, wouldn't it? Even the smallest of cracks can make the mightiest of dams break.
That was the catalyst, and eventually I was able to break through what I now see as more conditioning and pulled myself back together.
How did you do that?
I found something to latch onto and built myself up around it.
I suppose I've got to find something like that for myself then, shouldn't I?
I do recommend it. It did help a great deal.
What was it for you?
It's going to sound contrarian, but it ended up being ruin and change. Ruin, change, and destruction. Destroy what's there, and then what's left can be whatever you want to make of it.
I see. Break down what is so that what remains can be better.
Exactly.
Have you done that yourself? Or how often have you done that yourself? Break down what you are and be someone new?
I have not really, outside of the one time of rebuilding myself, I haven't, as far as I can tell, maybe if someone from the outside would be able to tell me, broken myself down, but I have focused on breaking things keeping other people down to let them regrow from the ashes. Maybe I do need to reinvent myself at some point, but right now my goal is to destroy the tyrant, destroy what he has built up, and allow the people under him the freedom that I found. I'm not expecting to be thanked for it, or even liked by many of them, because he does bring stability. But it's stability at the cost of growth and learning.
Then I guess you can consider me one of the first of those to grow and learn. Or at least to attempt to.
Attempting to grow is growing. Attempting to learn is learning.
We'll see if this broken pot can hold any soil or not.
I'm certain that it will.
He gives a heave, a deep, heavy sigh, and just nods. Thank you. Truly.
I am quite happy to help.
I think that might be enough brooding for one day.
I think we have met our quota.
If it's okay, what's Eni doing?
I guess Edie would just kind of be exploring the surroundings.
Alright, in the house or outside?
Outside. Eventually she would just leave.
Alright. Where do Ember and Autumn take their walk around? Do you just stay in the neighborhood or do you go out into the city?
I think a lot of it is just Ember trying to like refamiliarize himself with the neighborhood. But I think they might go out to like at least some parts of the city like around the university where he was the first time they went here.
Yeah.
So
Could I get a luck check for both Eni and Ember?
A 6.
10.
10. Alright. I think neither of you end up at it, but you do see like some crowds starting to go towards the town square talking about like some announcement or something.
Ember's gonna wanna see what that's about?
Sure.
And he's gonna walk over and still kind of like hang back.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Like in should I roll a stealth check? Hiding in the
Your
crowd?
mic was weird. Could you repeat that?
Yeah.
Is it still weird?
It's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good right now.
Okay. I was gonna say, should I roll a stealth check for just trying to hang back in the crowd and not be too noticeable?
Sure.
But oh no, that was bad. I rolled a 3 and I have a +3, so that's 6.
We'll say you stand out because of Autumn.
Yeah.
That's like Ember.
Yeah, not many orange tieflings with antlers.
Yeah, it's like Ember's making an effort to like sneaky, and Autumn's just kind of like, oh, this is a nice city. Eni, do you go to the announcement?
You know what? Yes.
It's something interesting.
Well, more of a everyone's distracted right now.
It could be money.
All right.
A part of me is very tempted to start picking pockets.
Let's roll
do it,
another
do it,
set of
do it.
stealth checks. Or luck checks, not stealth checks. Sorry.
Oh. Not
Just to
yet.
see, if you bump into each other.
12.
9.
Well, that's close enough. I'd say that like you're able to spot each other, and so you can meet up if you want to.
I think Emperor will see and just be like, hey.
Edie, who was very prepared to start beginning to.
Oh, did I ruin it?
No worries, that might have been for best. As she's like, this is a prime opportunity to pick some pot.
Yeah,
then
and
looks up,
I
"Oh."
think I think Ember probably realizes what she was gonna do, but just doesn't say anything.
After that, she would just walk over instead.
Okay.
Now is this two then?
Yeah.
Any idea what it might be about?
I haven't heard
no.
anything. Seemed interesting enough.
Yeah, I guess mine as well.
Mhm.
Good to keep up on info.
Yeah.
I have a silly question. How well is Eni able to see over the crowd?
Oh, not a lot. Not at all. She is small.
And has hat, which probably isn't helping visibility.
Eventually,
But
the
yeah, Ember also isn't very tall and is just gonna say, "You able to see anything?"
yeah,
To Autumn.
yeah, she says teasingly. Want to get on my shoulders?
I think he briefly considers it, but
Realizes it's
since
a joke.
he doesn't want to be too obvious, like, we'll just be like, I'll stay down here for now. I don't want anyone to recognize me that I don't want to.
All right. After some time, the crowd starts filing in, and eventually, it's hard for you to see, but like, you know, some people stand up at the front. People of Teocta, thank you for your attendance. This is spoken in Elvish. Eni, I don't know if you understand Elvish.
Nope. Immediately, she's like, okay, and also begin walking away, or at least,
I think
yeah.
Ember will just like pull her aside and be like, I'll translate.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
have a special guest here to make a bit of a... This is the DM, not thinking of the word.
Mm-hmm.
A promise to our city.
Okay. And Ember is translating it, but he's doing it in Infernal, which both Autumn and Eni speak. So
And could I get a perception check from Autumn and Eni, not Autumn, Ember and Eni, if you are trying to like look through the crowd? Just representing you're
Okay.
shorter, it's gonna be
Yes.
harder too.
and I have advantage on these. Haha.
6.
6.
That is a dirty 19.
Dirty 19. Yeah,
Actually,
Eni,
I'm gonna do something fun. Can I do this stealthily?
what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cast a spell. Nothing harmful.
What spell?
Tongues.
Yeah, you can definitely cast tongues. No one's
Yeah.
gonna be bothered by that.
Mm-hmm.
A 10. Okay.
Yeah.
It's more just to hide it from Ember, because it's like just kind of seeing like how accurate is his translation.
The reason it is inaccurate is because he's rushing it and is not a trained translator. Like he's got the vibe down. It's just like
Yeah, he's kind of doing some TLDRing.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
It's like I completely forgot I had the spell.
But coming to the front, in front of the other figures, is gilded in rich-looking armor, a magnificent sword and shield. Sword on his side, shield on his arm, is a golden scaled dragon blood. People of Teocta, he says, magic increasing the sound of his voice. I am General There's a murmur through the crowd. Do not worry. My lord recognizes that his borders encroach. Creep in. I have been sent here to assure your leaders and this city that its independence will be respected and kept. Such is true for the Mother's Trees and the Council. My lord holds great respect. These lands are yours and yours alone, and will stay that way until the end of time. Thank you for your time, but I know that my words are but words. And so, on recommendation of your leaders, I seek to go through an ordeal. Ember, history check.
Okay. Also, can we roll an insight check for Autumn?
Yeah.
Because Ember is still translating for her, so, and she has a +8, so I'll roll her insight check first, if that's okay.
Yep.
So, come on, fit my dice tower. 16 + 8, so that's a 24.
There's something he's hiding, but it's not
Okay.
about the piece.
Okay. And now rolling Ember's history check.
So absolute clarity is like, he is telling
Dirty 19 for the history.
3019. So yeah, so just to be absolutely clear about the insight check, there is something that she gets a weird vibe about, but the talk about the independence, the neutrality of these sites will be respected until the end of time, that is 100% truthful. The 19 history check. This is a, elven cultural thing. Ordeals are usually done during trials, but this is also a case where it's like telling the truth. It's basically a case where, an individual can, like the divinely, go do an ordeal, and, if they're lying, they will be harmed. If they are not lying, they will be unharmed. And so one of the individuals, Autumn, Ember, you can see this. Eni, you can't, but Autumn also can. Someone pulls from a small, bonfire, a red-hot piece of iron. A druid casts a spell. Ember, you know that this is just for, basically, if this man is lying, let the iron burn him. If he's telling the truth, let it not. Standard procedure. Arcanthus holds his hand out. The iron is dropped in, and he wraps his hand around it. Continuing Autumn's insight check. The dude's not resistant, immune, or anything to fire damage. He's passing the ordeal. He's telling the truth. He then walks over to the fire, drops it in. Thank you for your time. Bows his head, and he walks away.
Part of me really wanted to be a little gremlin.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it,
No,
do it.
no,
Maybe he wants to be Gremlin.
No, I was debating on messaging him. It's just trying to mess him up.
You can do it. Ember is not going to stop you.
I don't even know what I would do though.
Okay.
That just thought came into my head.
Okay. I think Ember's gonna lean over to.
So before you even lean over, Eni will look over. So what exactly is this ordeal? Then he he was talking about, and it sounded like something happened. I couldn't quite see it from here.
Sorry, Miranda might have missed something. What was with the ordeal?
Yeah, he was given a red hot piece of iron to hold, and it did not burn him.
Okay. I explained that to Edie. So it seems like what he was saying was telling the truth, but I don't know.
There was
You
something.
said you still weren't
You
sure
gotta-
about it?
Yeah,
You gotta be
it's
careful when telling the truth, she said with quotation marks, because there's a lot of easy ways to word things
I
to
think
make
he
it sound.
was being honest though about all that. It's... I don't know.
No, I'm not sure.
I mean, that does line up with what we heard from the Serpent Folk. But question is, what's the loophole?
Exactly. Here for
should-
something.
Should we follow him?
Yeah, it'd probably be best for us to keep an eye on him. As much as I want to meet up with the others, they might give us away. No offense to them, but playing armor is just a bit loud. And
You could make me invisible and I can follow him for a bit.
that might be best.
All right.
And yeah, she'll. You ready?
Yep.
And she'll cast invisibility.
Okay.
Visibility cast. Stealth check.
Okay, with advantage.
I think-
Visibility.
Autumn has guidance, correct?
Yes.
She'll give you a kiss on the cheek.
Aw. That's how she casts it?
Yeah.
Okay, so rolling 2d20 plus the d4. Okay, so that's 15 plus 2 from the guidance, plus 3 stealth, so dirty 20.
Dirty 20. How close do you get?
I think whenever Ember has an opportunity to, he's gonna be on the walls with his slippers of spider climb. So I think he'll be like, whenever he can, like, above where he is, like, on a wall. So like high enough on a wall to be like right above him. So, with maybe like a 5 to 10 foot spacing between them. But yeah.
You follow him, and there's a moment where he tenses up. And then I think he goes off into an alley. You follow him. I've faced many an assassination attempt. Is that what this is? Looks right at you.
It's going to kill you, I would have done it. I would have done it 5 blocks ago.
You can certainly try. You bear a resemblance to someone my Lord Scout told us about. Pleasure to meet you, Arcandus. Of course, you knew that already.
Trying to figure out how to respond. I think he'll just say, you claim that you have no ill intentions for the city. Let's hope for your sake that that is actually true.
It is. Why would you be in doubt of that?
Tacta has been neutral territory for centuries.
Millennia.
If there was no threat to it, why would you need to reassure everyone?
My lord knows the rumors. I underwent an ordeal knowing that there was absolutely nothing I could hope to lose from it. In order to appease the minds of those who would want to cause undue suffering. There is no threat to this city.
What about the people in it?
Only if they attack us first.
So you want complacency?
No. I just wish for there to not be eternal war. If this city is discontent with our bordering of it, and they attack us consistently, we only defend ourselves. Who is there who wins in that situation? No one. Not us, not them. It is a peace offering. Is there anything I can do to persuade you of that?
If you were interested in peace, you wouldn't be working for the tyrant.
Oh, now that's true, but not in the way many think.
I know that you know about that the tyrant knows about my family. The people I care about.
Yes.
For all your sakes, don't do anything with that knowledge. And Neber's gonna leave.
Lets you leave.
Huh?
He lets you leave.
Okay. and Ember's gonna get back to Autumn and Eve. Will tell them about that interaction.
Sounds as if invisibility won't work then. If you ever do run into him again. Or not.
Good thing we figured that out now rather than later, I suppose.
Most likely that means he has some sort of sense on him, or an item that allows him to see through it. Or his skill, or he just simply is very perceptive.
Or true sight.
You know? If that is the case, then it has to either be an item or something he has naturally.
Yeah.
Which might be possible. Amy thinks.
We should get back to the others. Let them
Agreed.
know.
Whether my theory is correct or not, it won't matter. They need to know what's going on.
Yeah. So I think they'll head back.
Yep. Let's just... You explain what happened.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think he doesn't tell his parents, but I think he does. He tells the party and he tells Ainsling.
Damn.
Then I suppose we'd better hope either one that we resolve any situation before it becomes a true problem, or that if it does happen, then they are rather minimal indeed.
So, if any of you would like a room in tonight, I can pay for it.
That is the case. I hate to suggest it, but this might be... You might have to make this a short trip. Remember, if they're looking for us, then there's a good chance
No,
they know
I-
we're here now.
He more likely than not already reported that he saw you here.
Indeed.
And we don't want to cause more trouble for your folks. Quicker we leave,
Morning.
better.
We can
I
go in
don't
the
want-
morning.
I don't want our presence here to be considered an attack, since they know that we're against them.
Need.
Because the caveat was unless they are attacked first. But I don't know what they will necessarily consider an attack.
The intent and the literal meaning of things are often quite different.
Exactly.
Leave in the morning.
So I recommend that we probably should have someone keep watch.
Hey, I'm
Recommended.
here. I live here. I can do that.
Appreciate it.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Now I can.
Okay. Okay, because I said it's like we should we can leave in the morning, and then no one said anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, I took it more as a statement of what is going to happen rather than a suggestion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I think my mic was glitching out again. I wanted to make sure it was working.
Nope, all good.
But yeah.
Also,
And
Mina's going to turn to Jared because he has the ring now again. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
then
the spell
just
shrine.
typed BRB before you said
Okay.
that.
I didn't quite leave yet. What was the question again? I just heard my name.
Just making
storing
sure
ring.
that it's Jared who has the spell storing ring at the moment.
Yes, Jared has it. He's attuned to it, and I think it's empty.
It is empty. Mina has her full set of slots now, so she was going to say before we rest, she can cast Death Ward and Guiding Bolt into it.
Outstanding. I'll mark those down when I get back.
okay. Yeah.
I think, partially for time,
Mhm.
that's a good place to call the session.
Mhm.
That was fun! Started with heartbreak, ended with intrigue.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Also, was the like dinner party supposed to happen like that night? Or
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we can still do that, maybe.
Mhm.
But yeah. So, what did y'all think? Yeah.
I was really proud when I was planning of that touch of the dad immediately goes in for the hug, but the
Yeah.
mom hesitates because she's had this dream before.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I was almost crying.
Yeah. Anyway, bye, chat.
Bye.
Bye.